Hey guys, welcome to another edition of GamingNIght. Today we're just doing a small unboxing, nothing huge. We're going to be unboxing this right here. If you guys can see it, the Boss Monster Crash Landing expansion. So I'm going to take the shiny off and we'll take a closer look at the box. So there's the artwork for this one, and there's the back of the box, and that's it. So now we'll get to the actual contents of the game, which is a rulebook. It folds out, looks like. And basically, new type treasure. Crash Landing introduces the 5th treasure type to Boss Monster, the Alien Artifact. Alien Artifact rooms attract a new hero, the intrepid explorers. Lured by tales of wondrous technologies, explorers set out to recover whatever articles they can from the remnants of the crashed spaceship. Now appropriated. The Uncover Effect. A room is uncovered when the room above it is destroyed, when it is moved to the top of the room stack by another effect. So there's new abilities. So then you got changes to the victory conditions. I like this one a lot better. It says, unlike the 2 to 4 player variant, the 5 to 6 player boss monsters are no longer out of the game if they acquire 5 or more wounds. Instead, the 5 or 6 player game ends at the end of a turn in which one or more players acquires at least 10 souls, or when both the ordinary hero deck and epic deck have been depleted. Note, heroes can still be in town when the game ends. The winner of the 5-6 player is the player with the highest score, total souls minus the wounds. This can mean the first player to 10 souls is not the winner if they have acquired too many wounds, so which is kind of cool. Changes to the bait phase is for a 2 to 4 player game. In a 2-player being the boss monster, all heroes of a given treasure type are lured to the dungeon of the player with the most of their preferred treasure in each turn. In a 2-4 player game, heroes stay in town when 2 or more players are tied for the treasure type. So, but yeah, so it's still pretty much the same for the 2-player, I guess. But 2-4 player, but the whole point of this is to play with more people, which wasn't possible before. Well, you could, but so we got the room deck. We have the prints. So is lured to the dungeon of the player with the fewest total souls minus wounds. After the prince becomes a wound or soul, that player whose dungeon he went to may draw 2 rooms, 2 spells, or 1 of each. So there's that. Then we have an explorer. Alrighty. Then we have the next. He's got 4 health. Can't quite what that is. This looks like Star Fox. If I had to guess, it maybe like Star Fox. Then we got this one. Reminds me of Earthworm Jim. Morgan Fragman. She's got a lot of health. That looks like Elf, the alien life form. Elf, maybe. Might be Elf. If I had to guess, that'd be Elf, in my opinion. And then we have the King. During the bait phase, each player may vote to determine where the king is lured. If the vote is a tie, the king stays in town. Cool. That's kind of interesting. Let's go look at the new... Let's see. Room deck. Spell deck. I think I am missing cards. Room deck. Oh, no. I got stuck. Boss. Okay. Is there 3 new bosses in this one? Yeah, there's 3. I was like, we got Imperiatics. Looks like an alien creature type thing. For the rest of the game, rooms in your dungeon have +1 for each gun they have. Laser gun. And then we got Klonos. This kind of reminds me of the creature from Super Mario 2, the dream guy. Choose an opponent boss. For the rest of the game, this boss also has the boss level up ability. The ability remains even if that boss dies. So you choose a boss. Okay, so that's cool. You get to take the effect of somebody else's boss that's out there. And Mando, you may bring one covered room to the top of a room stack in each opponent's dungeon. Which that's probably a good thing to do to an opponent if their room is weaker. But that could be very bad. Alright. Let's do the spells. We have Finish Him. Kill a hero with 2 or less health. Or if you have fewer souls than any player, choose a hero that survived another player's dungeon this turn. Move it to your area. That is cool. Then we have Essence Transfer. Add X health to a hero in an opponent's dungeon, where X equals the number of wounds you have. Oh boy. That can be really bad for somebody. Then we got Healing Tank. If no heroes were lured to your dungeon during the bait phase, heal 1 ordinary wound. That's pretty good. Meteorite. Choose 1 room in any dungeon until end of turn. It gains the alien artifact stuff. Not dead yet. Do X damage to each hero in your dungeon or at the entrance to your dungeon, where X equals the number of wounds you have. Ouch. Do X, so that's each hero in your dungeon or at the entrance of your dungeon. So you can play this at any time. Play during that phase. And then there's another one, but they're not dead yet. So cool beans. That's kind of neat. Let's go to the rooms. Okay, we have the alien excavators. When you build this room, you may move 1 covered room in your dungeon to the top. Alien ooze. If you have at least 1 other room in your dungeon, give this room +1. Note that bosses do not count as rooms. So that gives you 2 of those. So it's alien ooze. Decoy garden. When you build this room until end of turn, it gains that 2 of those. So it's basically instead of 1, it gains 2. Frostman landers. You may discard this room from your hand to deactivate an advanced room in any dungeon to end of turn. Rooms adjacent to this room have +1. Cool. You got 2 different versions of that one. Reactor core. Advanced rooms in your dungeon have +1, so that's good. Then we have Digicron library. When you build this room, if you have at least 1 other advanced room in your dungeon, including this one, draw 2 spell cards, which is kind of good. Hypercube. Cube 2. You may build this room over any room, regardless of treasure type. That's really good. It does 4 damage. The Omega 42. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. 42 is the answer. Once per turn, you may discard an advanced room to activate 1 when you build this room or when you uncover this room. Effect on any room in your dungeon. Cool, that's pretty good. Crash site. When you discover this room, search the discard pile for an advanced room and add it to your hand. That's cool. There's 2 different ones. One's with the smoke and the one without the smoke. And then we got the Cage Godarf. When you uncover this room, until the end of turn, its damage is doubled. There's different versions of it. Celestial Map. When you uncover this room, draw a spell card, then destroy this room. There's that one, same thing. We got Darkling's Lair. When you uncover this room, deal 3 damage to a hero in your dungeon or at the entrance of your dungeon. And then Darkling's Lair. When you uncover this room, deal 3 damage to a hero in your dungeon or at the entrance of your dungeon. Same thing, just different art. And that's everything you get with Boss Monsters Crash Landing expansion.